Scrolling through search results is not the only way to find relevant sources for your research projects. A smart way to find related research is to use the references and citations that connect published research articles and books to each other. This technique is sometimes called pearl growing or following the footnotes. The library search tools and databases can help you see the connections between research published in journals and sometimes ebooks. Let's take a look at a couple of tools that show these relationships. I've already done a search from the library's Search All tab and come up with this results list. The arrow icons that you see next to some of the results show whether or not the search tool can see these connections between articles. So for example, article number 3 here, it has both the up and out arrow, meaning that it will find sources citing this particular article. It also has what I call the down and in arrow, which will find sources or references that are cited in this particular article. So for example, if I wanted to find articles that are published more recently than 2016 but mention this particular article, I would use the first icon here, finding sources that are citing this result, and it brings me to this citation path tool. So I've only got 13 results, but what's good to look for in these kind of results are things like a systematic review, a literature review. Sometimes you'll also see something called a meta-analysis, and these are published articles that kind of give you an overview of what is going on in a research field at this particular time. They will look through a lot of different articles. So for example, this might be a good time to find those sources that are cited in this systematic review. And you'll notice that it's building this kind of path, and I can either continue down this path by adding additional articles, or if I do end up finding an article that I would like to see, I can click on the title or possibly the available online and get that full text access, or I can, if the PDF is available, I can grab that as well. One thing to note about this citation path is that it does not necessarily have a complete list of citations, okay? That it's only as good as the metadata that it's able to gather from the databases, and those connections aren't always the same, aren't always the best, I should say. So one thing to note is that these tools are not unique to this search tool. So let's take a look at an example where these connections don't exist. So going back to a search results screen, you'll see down here that these two ebooks don't actually have those arrow icons, but I can still see what this ebook is citing. So by actually going into the ebook here, and we're going to choose an chapter here, this first one, and by actually navigating down to the reference list, which I'm going to scroll really quickly, sorry for anybody who gets motion sick, you'll see that we can get down to the reference list, and here we either have direct links out to websites, or if it's connecting to a particular article, we can use this cross-ref tool to actually hopefully open up, this article in another database. So pretty cool and simple with that. This also works not only for ebooks, but there will be some articles that do not have these the article arrows here, but again, we can actually use the tools that are embedded within the databases a lot of the time to find, these references. So we're going to go into the Science Direct database here, and in this case, I could navigate down to the reference list. And again, you'll see, either links directly to the PDF in some cases, or you'll see this cross-ref tool as well, or possibly, you're able to view the record in Scopus. Okay. Some databases like Science Direct will have sections of what they call recommended articles. So, articles that may not necessarily be in the reference list of this page, and they may not be citing it, but again, they're kind of hitting on similar subject terms or similar key terms, and you'll be able to go there. Often, a lot of the times, you'll see citing articles. So again, all of these articles that are listed here cite this particular article by Tabor. Okay. Additionally, some databases will have not only these kind of sections, but even in their results list, you will see, links to cited references. So this is in an EBSCO host database, and you'll see, oh, there are ways to get to references here. Or if you're in ProQuest, you'll often see both things that I say references. So these are, again, what is being cited in this article, or you can see a cited by, so you'll see that there's another article that is citing this article by Bevan. Okay. Even if these direct linking options do not exist, or if you're using formats like physical books as part of your search, one of the things you always have available to you is just searching for the article directly as well. So if you find an article listed in a reference list and you don't have, that same linking options available, type in the title of the article or possibly the DOI for it, and it should bring up the article in a results list, and you should be able to get access to it. If not, we always have interlibrary loan available as well. One final thing to note is that these tools can help you discover related research, but remember that you don't really want to copy someone else's research or everything that they've done. So these tools should always be used in conjunction with your own separate searches to kind of find the sources that you need and to help you build your research profile. If you have any questions or need help with your research, please contact a librarian, and thank you for watching.